Ezra Miller being replaced, Andor Episode 7, and Black Adam. We're talking all that and more on this week's show. I'm your host, Nick.
I'm Anthony.
And welcome to That Superhero Thing.
Let's do it.
Right, we're going to try not to give you our opinion of Black Adam yet. We're going to try and hold it back for the end of the episode because we tried to do it in the car literally just now on the way back from the cinema. It didn't work.
No.
We've basically done the podcast already, so this is just going to be a repeat of what we've already done.
Recap.
Exactly. So on this week's show, we're going to be giving you a rundown of all the week's biggest comic book movie news. We're going to be breaking down Episode 7 of Andor, and then we're going to be, as we said, giving you our opinions on Black Adam. We're also going to be listening to all your thoughts and theories at the end of the show in Podfans Assemble. We'll put timestamps in the description for you as well, as we always do, in case you want to skip ahead to either the reviews or to Podfans. Don't forget as well, if you enjoy the show, please make sure to follow us on your favourite podcast platform and leave us a rating or review. The more subs and reviews we get, the higher we rank in the podcast charts and the more people will get to find the show. Should we talk news then?
Yes.
So, few bits of news this week. First bit of news, biggest bit, which again seemed to break straight after we recorded last week's show.
As always.
Which last week's show, should we just mention, doesn't really exist at the moment.
No.
It's like a lost episode. We will bring it out.
Yeah.
I've had a bit of I've not been well this week.
No.
So it's just been trying to catch up. And then by the time you get to this day, you can't catch up because you've got to do this week's podcast. So yeah, it'll be out at some point if you want to listen to our opinions on the She-Hulk finale. But apparently, I said that lot already, Warner Brothers are looking to replace Ezra Miller as Barry Allen. So there's a few people who are in the running, and the top choice, according to a few reports, is George McKay from 1917. Right, starters, have you seen 1917?
No.
Okay, this is going to be good to comment on then, isn't it? I don't know what the guy's been
I've wanted to watch it for ages and I just haven't got round to it yet.
It feels like it's
Is that the
gonna
one
be
with
a bit-
Harry in as well? 1917.
No, I think
that
that's
was Dunkirk,
Dunkirk.
wasn't it? I haven't seen that one either.
Right,
I'm a little bit behind on the
Are we
war
ready
ones.
for the IMDb search for this, for this episode? I don't know what he's been in. Well, apart from 1917, was he in? What was it called? Over the Kingsman.
Let's see him. Oh, yes.
I recognise him. I couldn't tell you what he's been in.
He's
though.
from The King's Man, isn't he?
That's what I just thought, but I don't know if he was. Hang on, we'll tell you now.
Isn't he the son?
Apparently not.
Oh.
No, wrong person. He was in 1917 though. Big news.
He's chiseled and blonde. That's like the guy that was in
That's
The
what
King's
I was thinking
Man
as well. That's why I went straight to him.
Okay.
Harry, what's his face?
Sounds
Wasn't in
badass.
1917 either. He was in Dunkirk.
Oh, so he was in the one with Harry?
No. He was in the other one. No, I don't know. What are we saying? No. Harry, what's his name? Styles. Harry Styles is in Dunkirk.
Yeah.
This is 1917.
Oh, sorry.
They are apparently two different movies.
They are.
I don't know. I'm not aware of that. I just
They're both
thought
about
they were
the
kind
war.
of the same thing. Yeah.
That's why.
Films about the war.
Okay.
Anyway, Ezra Miller.
Yes.
I'm going to be careful what I say here because I don't want to get into Black Adam review just
Yes.
yet. And just to let you know, we aren't doing a non-spoiler review of Black Adam. We won't spoil Black Adam until we get to the Black Adam review, but I don't want to spoil anything.
And we won't do the big spoiler until the very end of the review.
Yeah. You just spoiled the fact that there's a big thing at the end.
Everyone knows there's a big thing.
To be fair, Anthony, I think you were the only person who didn't know
I have
what
no
was
idea.
coming anyway. But we'll get there. Right. Ezra Miller. There's not really much to say about this, other than the fact that it's kind of obvious that they would need to get rid of him at some point.
Yeah. My thing is, I'm sick of him. Let's move on. If they're going to do it, let's just do a quick rewrite of, he's stuck in another universe. Let's get another Barry in.
Yeah. I mean, so the other thing is, the other option, we talked about this in the car on the way back from Black Adam. Do we really need to have a new Flash straight away? If we're getting rid of Ezra, I know we need a Flash in the DCEU, but could we just give it a bit of a break? Do we need to be recasting right away?
Well, we talk about giving everything a break, but everything's had a break with DC.
I know, yeah.
There's nothing where we've gone, we've only just seen you, because we haven't just seen anything. DC hasn't brought anything out for years.
Yeah, I suppose, yeah. But when we're moving forward with the DCEU as they're going to be moving forward now, I don't think we need a Flash straight away.
No.
We've
not
had enough
necessarily.
of the Flash in Justice League, both Justice Leagues because it was the same film twice, and obviously we're going to get the Flash movie.
Yeah.
I don't think they necessarily need to show us we don't need like the Doctor regeneration at the end of the Flash replacing Ezra. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
We could have a few films or a few years without a new Flash and do it from there.
And they can cast later.
Doesn't even need to be Barry Allen.
No.
There's been multiple flashes in the DC. Yeah. Is that the right way of saying it? Is it multiple Flash? What's the plural of Flash?
Multiple Flashes in the DC. Guys, watch your eyes.
What's the plural of Flash? Is it Flashes or Flash?
Yeah, Flashes.
I don't know though. Is it?
It's not like sheep.
I don't.
Where the plural of sheep is sheep.
It might be. I'm very tired. I'm still not 100%. I can't do English at the moment. I don't know. Yeah, let's just have maybe not recast Barry Allen.
Yeah.
Let's just have a different Flash.
Okay.
And go that way instead. On to a bit of Marvel news then, even. So, there's a few rumours doing the rounds that Adam Driver has met with Marvel about a role in the Fantastic Four. So, multiple trades have confirmed this, but no one seems to know exactly who he's going to be playing.
He would be a decent younger Mr. Fantastic, but it depends what age range they're going with.
Adam Driver?
Yeah.
I don't really like him as Mr. Fantastic. That's where my head went straight away.
Yeah.
To Mr. Fantastic.
Unless he's Doom.
That's what people are saying.
But then
What
is he
about
just
the
being
Thing?
typecast for villainy?
What about Ben Grimm?
Like, nah.
Why? Who do you want? Who do you want? What's his face? Seth Rogen.
As he runs away.
It's gonna be him. It's 100% gonna be him. I don't
Hey,
know.
if Sacha Baron Cohen's coming into
Oh
it.
no! We'll get there. We'll get there in a minute. No, I don't want it.
Could you imagine Ben Grimm smoking a joint as he's like legging it?
Yeah. I don't know. I've got a lot to say about Marvel. We'll get there when we get to Sacha Baron Cohen. But yeah, right. I do rate Adam Driver. I didn't really rate him in the Star Wars movies. I just don't think he was a very good character, but I don't think there was a lot to like about the Star Wars movies. But I would... other things that I've seen him in, which, to be honest, isn't much. I saw him in... He was in Black Klansman.
Right.
That was really good, and he was really good in that role as well. So I am keen to see him in the MCU.
Yeah.
I don't want him as Reed Richards, though. But yeah,
Don't
Doom,
you?
I'd be okay with Doom.
Okay.
Hopefully we'll find out soon. But again, Fantastic Four's been delayed as well.
Yeah,
We talked about that in the last episode that you might never hear, but we'll see. So, something else we kind of just missed. We've talked about this before, but we missed the confirmation. Harrison Ford. Fucking hell. It's going to be... Next two news articles are going to be a struggle. Harrison Ford is confirmed to be replacing William Hurt as Thunderbolt Ross. I don't know how I feel about that. Before we get onto the whole Red Hulk thing, how do you feel now that it's been confirmed? Are you happy with it? Be dead honest.
Right, okay. So my honest answer is kind of a political non-answer, and I don't mean it to be like that.
Okay.
I like him as an actor.
Yeah.
I don't like him as a person.
Okay.
And when you look at...
Why? What's he ever done to you?
When you look at Marvel...
Yeah.
It's not just the movies. It's then all the marketing and the being out and being with people and stuff like that. And he does not give me that type of person.
No, not at all.
He's a bit of a short-tempered misery guts.
Yeah.
From what I've seen and read and heard and things like that.
Yeah.
Is he going to be the best advocate to be walking around and greeting all the Marvel fans when he actually can't be arsed with people?
No, but it's going to be so fun to watch.
I mean,
It's going to be so good to watch Harrison Ford at the press conferences.
can you imagine
People
him just
asking
throwing the
about
microphone down and walking off because someone asks him about Star Wars
Yes.
again?
No, I want him to be asked about a whole new load of annoying questions that he doesn't know the answers to at all. Somebody getting up and saying, excuse me, Mr. Ford, what do you think about what Red Hulk did in this issue of the Hulk 1974 and stuff like that? You're going to be like, I don't give a shit.
He'll be like, get a fucking life.
You ever kissed the girl, son?
He'll just be a prick.
He will.
And it's just...
I can't wait now.
I'm not feeling it for the kind of...
I'm not feeling it at all.
Yeah.
I mean, as good as it... I think when I first heard this was going to happen, or rumours that it was going to happen, I mean, I can't exactly remember what I thought. Go back and listen to a couple of episodes because it's in there. But I don't think I was... I'm not upset, but I don't think I was unhappy as I am about it then. But now that reality is set in and this apparently is happening, I'm not happy. because I just don't. I don't think.
Who would you have preferred?
I just don't think we needed Thunderbolt Ross back.
But if you were told you had to make a choice on somebody else to play him, who would you go for?
I don't know, but I definitely wouldn't have gone Harrison Ford. No way. Right. So the issue with
Sam
Harrison,
Elliott.
Yes. Yeah, I'd have been kind of okay with that. Yeah, thinking about it, that would have been good. I don't know. Right. So the issue with how Harrison Ford is, I know Marvel have said now like they're not doing like long contracts and stuff.
Yeah,
but it's just going to be a waste because he's going to do one of these, figure out what the press junkets are like, and just go, I cannot be arsed with that anymore.
Yeah.
I'm not. So I won't be surprised if we see him once or twice, and that's it.
Yeah,
and I know we don't necessarily need to see him that much.
No,
but I don't think we're going to see much of him at all, and he's not gonna. He's not really going to be into it. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
He wasn't really into it in Star Wars.
No.
And as good as The Force Awakens was, and it was good to see him back as Han Solo, I still don't know how they got him back other than lots and lots of money. But, I mean, he broke his ankle on the set, isn't it? I'm surprised. I just can't believe they've got him to do this. Yeah, do you not remember? One of the up and down doors that hit a stormtrooper in the head in the 1970s one, it dropped. And it landed on his ankle, and he like shattered his ankle. Yeah, it was in a really bad way. Yeah.
Oh no, I didn't know that.
Really badly injured. So I'm just surprised that they've got him back.
Yeah.
But I just don't think I think you'll be able to see on screen that he's not into it.
Yeah.
Like you could in The Force Awakens.
Kind of
phoning it in completely. Yeah. And then, which brings us to this article. So this latest article is saying, according to the Cosmic Circus, the movie, the next movie he's going to be in, which is going to be New World Order. That's where they reckon he's going to show up.
Oh, okay.
Is going to have a huge budget, and they're implying that he's going to not be Secretary of State anymore. He's now going to be a private citizen with a ton of money and a ton of resources, and he's going to basically be trying to create another Hulk or become another Hulk. And we're going to end up with, as we assumed, if we're going to be recasting Thaddeus Ross, we're going to end up with Harrison Ford, Red Hulk. And I don't like that. I mean, there's a picture doing the rounds on Twitter and stuff like that of like a CGI version. They've like made him up to look like the Hulk. You sent it me the other day. I don't like it. It doesn't look very good.
How quick do you reckon they're going to CGI him as Red Hulk running away from a boulder?
Yeah, do that though. That would be good. There's a lot of fun to be had with this, I suppose. Yeah. I don't know. I'm just not. I'm just not feeling this at all.
No,
and that kind of leads me on to the next news article. Something else I'm really not feeling about Marvel. Anthony, tell him. I can't even bring myself to say it.
So, apparently...
don't like this.
There's rumours that Sacha Baron Cohen...
It's not a rumour now. It's been confirmed.
Has it been confirmed now?
That's what I'm reading here. Deadline has corroborated the report.
The Sacha Baron Cohen has been cast as Mephisto.
So Deadline aren't confirming he's been cast as Mephisto, but they're saying that he has signed on to join Marvel, and he's going to be apparently popping up in Ironheart, which would make sense for Mephisto because the hood is in it, and didn't he rob the boots from a demon, the boots and a hood from a demon, and that's why he's got his powers? And you said it was Mephisto's brother, and I believed you. Right, I'm going to... Don't read this.
That's where we find out it's not Mephisto, it's Ben, and Sacha Baron Cohen plays Ben.
Who's Ben?
The one that Madison met in the... was it Ben? No.
Jake.
Jake.
Yeah, that's definitely Mephisto. That's definitely Mephisto. It's got to be. Right. It makes sense to bring Mephisto into Ironheart. If you're going to go down that story with the Hood, and I know Mephisto's not really the demon's brother who the Hood robbed the boots from. I get that.
Yeah.
I think, anyway, unless Anthony was just on the nose. But... it makes sense if that's the route we're going down.
Yeah.
It would have made sense to bring him in earlier in WandaVision or Loki even. But if that's the route you're going down with that show, then go with it. In my opinion, if we're going to bring Mephisto. That's
his wife.
Mephisto. That was very good. That was very quick. If you're going to bring Mr. and Mrs. Fisto into the MCU,
don't call him Mr. and Mrs. Fisto.
At this point, I'd be happy with that. I would really. No, if you're going to bring them people or that person or that demon into the MCU, I want dark, scary. Gritty Mephisto. And that's not the way that Marvel's going, and it's not the way Marvel has been going for a little while. I appreciate that. Not that that's a good thing, but I don't want... And I know Sacha Baron Cohen I'm sure he can do serious, But he's not going to, is he? Let's be really honest.
I don't know.
If you bring on Sacha Baron Cohen to play Mephisto, do you think for 1 minute he's going to be serious, dark, scary Mephisto?
No.
Or is he going to be like Borat? He's just going to be full-on Borat.
He best not be Borat. I'll be fuming if he's Borat.
Kind of be okay if it was just Borat. If they just basically got the Borat look and put corns on his head and painted his face red. Then if you're going to go stupid, go full-on stupid. But it's not going to be.
No.
It's going to be stupid, silly Mephisto.
Yeah.
And we had to talk about this in the car on the way to see Black Adam.
Yeah.
And we're going to get really deep into this here, I suppose. I'm going to try not to. I'm just a bit fed up now.
Yeah.
It's all getting a bit silly. And I appreciate it's more comic-y, but I'm a little bit bored of it.
Yeah.
And I think Black Panther better not be stupid and silly. And Secret Invasion better not be stupid and silly, because I think I'm getting a bit fed up.
Yeah.
You're not fed up yet, are you? Are you getting there?
No.
No, you're not getting fed up at all.
No, I'm not getting fed up. I'm enjoying it. For me, there's not really been anything that I've not enjoyed in some way.
No, I've enjoyed it.
I do, but I totally understand the need for a bit of grit again.
Yeah,
because it's kind of gone. The stakes aren't there at the minute.
No. And even bringing in some big, massive cosmic entity type thing like Kang or something like that, yeah. I don't think that's necessarily going to bring the stakes in.
And this is where the shortness lies on Love and Thunder for me, is that Gore was a god butcher.
Yeah.
We didn't see him butcher any gods.
No,
we saw one aftermath.
Yeah, yeah.
And that was it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and that's the grit that we've missed. Like, when you're watching someone who's such a big villain, watch them absolutely slaughter an entire planet.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, let's just see it, do it. Even if it's just the once, let us see.
Yeah.
Like the kind of destruction that they're causing, so that you feel those stakes a lot more. You've watched them just tear through these powerful beings in some way, and Thor's got to stop him. Like, that's the bit that I missed in Thor Love and Thunder. But
doesn't mean you can't have comedy.
Doesn't
mean you can't have Taika Waititi comedy. He nailed it in Ragnarok.
Yeah, 100%.
And right again.
And Guardians of the Galaxy has nailed the comedy where the stakes have been big.
Spot on.
Do you know what I mean?
I enjoyed Thor Love and Thunder.
Yeah.
I did. And I know we've gone off on a tangent here, but that's what we do. I enjoyed the movie.
Yeah.
But it's not where I want Marvel to go.
Yeah.
And I know I talked a few weeks ago about going back and watching Civil War.
Yeah.
I've been like going back and watching the odd older Marvel movie over the last few weeks. And they're better.
Multiverse of Madness is like creeping back that way. Like,
but then it didn't. It was still a bit comic-y.
No, but it was dark.
Yeah. But
it
wasn't what I wanted.
No, it's not where you want it to be, is what I'm saying. But at least it's taking you back down that avenue and showing that it can still do that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I just want them to kind of play on that side more.
You could, right.
At the end of the day, about 90% of the comic lovers now were kids when they first read them and are now adults.
Yeah, but you don't want something more adult.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You don't want the comic that you had when you were 12.
Yeah. Let's make some stuff for adults as well as it being for kids.
But I think they're trying to do that.
And you can do
they're
a balance.
Just not doing it right.
No.
What they're doing, like with She-Hulk, again, I enjoyed She-Hulk.
Yeah.
Even right up to the season finale, I enjoyed it. But it wasn't suitable for kids. But the only reason it wasn't suitable for kids was because there were sex jokes in it.
Yeah.
Everything else, if you took the sex jokes out of She-Hulk, it would have been a kids show.
Yeah.
1,000,000%, it was just a full-on kids show.
Yeah.
And you can't just put sex jokes. And it's the same with Thor.
Yeah.
The only things that made it probably not a PG, were the sex jokes.
Yeah.
That was it. It was silly. And try not to spoil what we're going to talk about at the end. But you can do dark and gritty with humour and magic. And not have it come across as silly and stupid comic-y.
Yeah.
We'll get there, but you can do it. Do you know what I mean? But
totally.
I just need Marvel to go a lot more serious now with Black Panther, and I think they will. I hope they will, and I can't see how they can do Secret Invasion without going down that route.
Yeah,
but if you're thinking about bringing Sacha Baron Cohen in as Mephisto in Marvel, please don't do it, or make him really dark and serious.
Yeah. That's the way Mephisto needs to be, in my opinion.
It's not going to be.
I know.
I'm trying to think what he's going to be like that. really seedy, but not in a dark, gritty way. Seedy comic devil, like twirling his mustache and stuff like that. He's going to be like a Dick Dastardly.
No.
That's what he's going to be. I want big, terrifying, oh my God, this is the devil.
Yeah.
Not like, oh God, this is like, I don't want him to be like Zeus in Thor.
Yeah.
That's what I think they're going to go down. That's what he was apparently supposed to be, wasn't he? All the original concept art was that Russell Crowe was playing Mephisto or the devil, basically. Yeah. But that's not what I want for Mephisto. I want him to be dark and scary and really, really not seedy, as I said, really manipulative.
Yeah.
Not just comic.
Yeah.
I don't want that.
The manipulative is what makes it good, in my opinion.
Exactly. But yeah, that's us for news then. So I'm really desperate to get and talk about Black Adam. I really am. So we're going to fly. We're going to do Andor though, because we need to talk about episode 7 of Andor. So Anthony, after last week's sort of, I mean, we will drop the review from last week's. It is there. We will bring it out. But to sort of summarize, we both enjoyed last week's episode.
Yes.
We were very concerned that they'd got into we do 3 episodes of one story and then 3 episodes of another story, and then this week we're going to be starting a whole new story again.
Yeah.
It's not.
We didn't.
No. Really glad about that.
We actually had a continuation, and we even had flashbacks from the first 3 episodes as well as the second 3 episodes.
We did.
In the intro.
Yeah. It's like all we've done in we've introduced 2 different sets of characters.
Yeah.
And now we're moving forward with all the characters that survived, basically.
Yeah.
There was a lot of death.
Tim got a mention.
Yeah. When it came up at the start, it was like previously on Andor and Tim was there. I was like, why are we mentioning Tim? Why? Because he was in that bit, wasn't he? And then obviously we talked about
found out he was a snitch.
He was a snitch.
So
bastard. Absolutely.
We were all a bit shocked when he died, and now we're like, snitch.
Yeah,
Snitches get stitches.
A snitch anyway. You knew he was a snitch when he died. Anthony didn't, because Anthony couldn't keep up with it.
I didn't know what was happening.
Right, there you go. That's a good.
I was fuming all over again.
Right. Do you get it now?
Bit more.
Do you?
More than I did previously.
What are you thinking about it so far then?
I can
halfway through now.
I can now feel something coming.
Okay.
Whereas before I couldn't.
You didn't know
join the dots.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, you can see where it start. I still can't see where it's 100% going, but it's sort of it was a tie together episode.
Yeah,
not much action.
No, but I
was more okay with it because it
felt
was
more Star Warsy this episode.
Massively,
like there was a massive difference. We essentially got Niam. What was that place called?
Oh, Niamos Beach.
Niamos Beach is basically like Star Wars LA.
It was, wasn't it? Yeah,
and I like that. I liked that there was, even just in passing, you had the aliens on the beach, like just tanning it up and stuff. Like it was brilliant. And some of them weren't even in focus in shot, but they were there.
They were just there.
And I just like the fact that you can just pass that without having a second thought about it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the fact that we got more presence from the Empire, so we had stormtroopers this time.
Yeah. It's been a slow burn, that.
It has been a slow burn.
And I get it needed to do what it needed to do.
Yeah.
Don't think it needed to take 6 episodes to get there. But I get, because I suppose when you think about the episodes 4 and 5, we've only got one character still going from that.
Yeah.
Who was introduced in those.
Yeah.
Didn't need to be that big and that character driven, I suppose. But no, definitely felt it. Not only did it feel more Star Warsy, it felt more 1977 Star Warsy.
Yes.
It had a proper 80s vibe. The synths, all the synth music, very Stranger Things. We'll talk a bit more
Goonies is what it made me think of.
Yeah, it did, yeah.
They even had, there's like a trail of notes, and it was exactly the same as like one of the ones in the Goonies, but then they changed the key so it made it different. But
okay.
I was straight onto that when I listened, and I was like, amazing.
We'll break it down a little bit, the episode, but Cyril Khan's house, where he keeps just going to the table, that little cubicle thing to eat his breakfast. Proper Red Dwarf vibes this week. Like really, really Red Dwarfy. And the 80s style helped as well.
The 80s style, and we got R2 Postbox back.
We got R2 Postbox back.
I was so happy when I saw him.
Yeah, we did. Well, let's break it down to a degree. So this episode was all the fallout from the Aldani attack.
Yes.
And I know we said last week's episode was the birth of the Empire. Not the Empire, the rebellion. Fucking hell, I did that
doing it again.
That's why you'll never hear last week's episode. But when we talked about the last week, episode 6, we said it was the birth of the rebellion. It was, but this was the actual things falling into place.
Yes.
And it gave you more of an idea as to the plan and what Luthen was behind.
Yeah.
So it's all about him being fully on board with the fact that he's wound them up now.
Yeah.
And they are gonna go overboard with everything.
Yeah.
And we see it happen
straight
all the
away.
way through.
Yeah.
But it's dark.
It is.
Luthen's. I know we said from the start, can you trust Stellan Skarsgård's character, Luthen? I'm still not 100% we can.
I'm on a complete no.
You
from
think
this
so?
episode.
You don't think he's just trying to start the rebellion?
No.
You think so? What do you think he's doing then?
I think he's shit staring. I don't think he's just trying to start a rebellion. I think he's playing a game.
Okay.
And I don't know what his end result is. I don't know what it is, but I don't trust him as far as I can throw him.
So you don't think he's rebellion? He's rebellion or Empire?
No.
Or he could be Empire.
I think.
Is he the Empire?
I think that there's something that he wants,
Yeah.
and chaos needs to ensue in order for him to get it. So I don't think he's rebellion. I think he's. I think it's just a means to an end for him for something else.
Maybe.
But I don't know what that is.
But what if he is?
Look
Empire?
how much the reason I'm saying it. That conversation with Mon Mothma.
Mon Mothma.
I don't know what
I know you mean. You laughed at me for Mr. and Mrs. Fisto. Mr. and Mrs. Fisto meet Mon Mothma.
He reveled in that more so than someone who's just like, yes, we've done it. He's like laughing almost maniacally about it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And I don't, as soon as I watched that scene, I was like, don't trust him. That's it. Now my trust is gone.
I didn't trust
just from his behavior in that exchange there. And then the quick turn as soon as those door opened. Oh, you don't want to buy anything. Like, I was just like, nah, that's a man you can't. He lies too well. I cannot trust him.
And also, he's trying to. I mean, we'll get more back to. I'm putting together an idea as to Luthen now, but you've only just started the idea off. I'll be dead honest. But
yeah,
even more so with him. We see Vel again. Took me about 5 minutes to realise who she was because she's all done up with makeup and hair and stuff like that.
I didn't recognise it was her either.
Yeah, not straight away. So he's asking his PA/sales assistant to ask Vel to go and kill Cass.
Yeah.
Because he's the loose end.
Yeah.
So, but again, questions. Why bring Cassian in? Was it just because he knew he was a good pilot? How did he know he was a good pilot?
I don't know.
He now wants Cassian
There's
dead.
100% more to it. And that's why I don't trust him.
Yeah. Because I bought that. I was like, right, he's just a bastard. He just wants Cassian dead. Why bring him in specifically?
Yeah.
Because he went specifically after that guy.
Yeah. There's more to it.
I don't get it.
There's more to it that we don't know yet.
I wonder, right, okay, so this is where I'm starting to lean towards, and it would sort of factor in with all the things and the relics around his little shop. Is he Sith?
Maybe.
It's all a play. Because if you think back to Return of the Jedi, the whole attack on Endor and the whole rebel attack on the Death Star was all orchestrated by Palpatine.
Yeah.
So that he'll get Luke.
Yeah.
So is this all some sort of, not to get Luke clearly, well, maybe it might be, but is this all being orchestrated to make it so that, because obviously Palpatine's got to, I know Palpatine's not running the Empire.
Yeah.
But up until this stage, Palpatine is, there's obviously been rebels anyway. They're not this powerful and not causing this much havoc, but there's obviously been rebels. But up until now, it seems like the Empire haven't been going in all guns blazing.
No.
They've been quite reserved, probably to keep the politicians happy.
Yeah.
And not make it look like
It's been like flicking away a couple of ants, is what it's been so far.
But also, Palpatine at this stage is probably still trying to be a bit careful because he doesn't want to come across as this big maniacal, tyrannical empire.
Yeah.
He's still trying to keep, otherwise there wouldn't be politicians. You wouldn't have Mon Mothma.
Yeah.
So is this a ploy of him sort of orchestrating that I want to be able to go in all guns blazing here. I want to run the universe and kill anybody who stands in my way. But I can't do it.
Well, so he's like sent minions
rebellion?
that are causing rebellions to organize better so that it's a bigger threat.
Do I create a bigger rebellion that I know I can destroy in 2 minutes if I really want to? But do I create a threat so that I can take over?
And you can propaganda it and make it out that the rebels or the
because
bad guys.
there was no Empire. I know the Empire, we find out,
like
had
the
been
we're
on
here for your protection type thing. Yeah.
Is that what it's all about? And I could see Luthen being part of that.
Yeah.
He's got the what's his face? The guy from the game, Starkillers. He's got Starkiller's kit in his shop. He gave Cassian a kyber crystal.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it was a blue one, but that's force sensitivity, isn't it, at the end of the day? And we already said, does he see something in Cass, which is why he's brought him in? But yeah, there might be more to that.
Maybe.
I hope so. But then I don't know if I wanted to. I like the dark grittiness of it. The fact that it's not all aliens and force and Jedi and all that sort of stuff. It's quite good. What was going on with Mon Mothma? I know she's a big character, and I know she obviously plays a part in the bringing down of the Death Star.
She was desperate to tell that guy that she's...
Like, I've got a secret, and he's like, I don't want to know. She's like, oh, okay. But everyone's like, yeah. Can I tell you a secret? No, I don't want to know.
She's like, you think I'm a prick? I'm really not. Listen, I've done something dead good. Just give me 5 minutes. Let me tell you.
Like, I don't want to know. Listen. Have another drink and listen.
Get on it.
Exactly, yeah. I don't get, other than just being there and having that character, she's not really doing anything.
No.
But she must get fully on board with the rebellion at some point. Because she's still not.
To me, she's kind of like... I feel like she's covering up for them and maybe providing resources.
She says to Luthen she wants to create a network. So it wasn't supposed to get people hurt or anything like that.
No.
It was just supposed to be, the impression I get is, a network where there are less politicians under the thumb of the Empire and the Emperor. And so that they can fight politically to
overturn it.
Not necessarily overturn it, but to stop them going overboard. Yeah. So this is what she's ended up doing, is making them go more overboard than she wanted in the first place. But I'm just wondering.
But then she was shocked at what Luthen did, because she said, I wasn't expecting you to do this.
That's what I'm saying. He's probably now, her and him together have probably created the scenario that she's been trying to fight by creating this rebellion. She's just given them more power. But Luthen's too much of... You've got... If Luthen is good and he is trying to overthrow, well, not overthrow, but create this rebellion, you've got two completely different ways of doing it here. You've got one who wants to do it through politics and treaties and trade routes and all that sort of stuff. And then you've got Luthen who's like, let's just blow shit up and just create a big enough fight, basically. We saw a bit of Cyril in this episode. I still don't know what's going on with him. No. He's another one who's just there.
Yeah.
He's got a job. He's got a desk job.
Yeah. Okay.
That's it, innit?
Yeah.
Nothing really happened with him.
No.
Someone who a lot did happen with is Deirdre Mira, the woman at the Empire, the blonde lady who you think is a sister. So she's now she's rising through the ranks.
She is.
She owned that dude.
She did.
He's like, bring it on. He's like, go on then. And she just completely shut him down.
And then when he pulled her to one side after meeting him, was like, you're doing well played, great. But
watch your back.
Watch your back. Yeah.
So there's going to be, I don't know what's going to happen there. Do we still think she's the sister?
I think it'd be a good twist.
I think you're probably on the right path with it. I'll be honest. It could be Val still.
She could have no relation, and it's just that she's the one that starts the fight back from the Empire. But I genuinely think that there's more to it than that, and I think it'd be a good twist if she was the sister and she's been brainwashed.
Can you see her going down the route, whether it's the sister or not, can you see that character go down the route of actually fighting back against the Empire?
At the moment, no.
No, I can't either. I was going to say,
and that's what I'm kind of
thinking. That's where
and that's what I'm kind of loving about it. I think he's going to have to let her go. I don't think he's going to be able to bring her back. I think
he's going to it's going to be like, I can't turn her. She's not whether she's been brainwashed or in that way, but she's bought into the Empire completely, hasn't she? Yeah, she's on board with them.
And I don't think there's going to be change in anyone's mind. And I think
the fact that we got more of a reminder in this episode of the fact that his sister's missing, means that we are going to end up uncovering where she is.
Yeah.
So that's the rest of the episode, isn't it? So we got a lot more of Cassian. We got flashbacks.
We did.
So we now understand why he uses the word name Clem.
Yeah,
because that was the dude. That was his dad.
Yeah,
Clem was his dad. He stood up to the rebellion. Friggin' hell, I can't remember which one's which. He stood up to the Empire and got hung in the middle of the square.
Yeah,
that was dark.
It was.
I know this has been a dark series, but that was a darker turn than I thought they'd take with it.
Yeah, and then she was saying that she hadn't walked through the square in all
Yeah,
that
the
time.
mum, yeah. In 30 years, she's not been able to walk through that square. And
I was glad
today-
we saw the mum again. I didn't think we were going to get her back.
No, I didn't think we were going to get her back. I think she's going to last like 2 minutes now.
Yeah.
Yeah. She said that it's the first time she could walk through the square, and she walked through the square with her head held high.
Yeah.
Because she was like, we've got you.
Yeah.
So you got you on the ropes. So Cass asks
I
his
really
mum-
thought he was going to tell her that he'd done it, you know.
I did.
I was like, tell her so that she knows why she's got to fucking leave with you.
But this is why I think he's going to end... Well, I don't know. I'm still not sure where we're going to go from the episode, but the way I read it was from the end of the last episode wasn't on board with this rebellion at all.
No.
He was acting as a mercenary. And
Yeah.
even all through this episode, he was acting as a mercenary. And I thought that was the thing that was going to get him back into it.
Yeah.
Because him acting as a mercenary has got his mum now involved with the rebellion. And I
Yeah.
know she's not involved with it, but she's like, well, I'm going to stand up. I'm going to stay here and fight.
Yeah.
And I thought that's what might bring him back into it.
Yeah.
He's created it at the end
But
of
it's
the
also
day.
the nice introduction that it's working.
Yeah, it is.
And now we can see it's evolving.
She stands
and
up
more
at the end
people
when he
yeah,
walks with the gun.
Yeah.
And I thought something was going to happen there and then with
Yeah.
that. But no, it didn't. And then towards the end of the episode, then we've got him, as we said, we've got him on
Yeah,
Naimos Beach.
yeah.
The Empire being the Empire that we know. He's
Yeah.
done nothing wrong.
Yeah.
He gets assaulted by the
Choked out by the
stormtrooper,
robot.
the robot. So is that so that's a security droid.
Yeah.
So in Rogue One, he's got a security droid on the side of the rebellion.
Yeah.
So I can't
I'd
remember his
forgotten
name.
about that.
Yeah, voiced by Alan Tudyk. And I wonder whether is this where he's going to get that security droid? Is he going to? Maybe not that specific one who choked him out, but is this where we're going to end up with the security guard droid from? But then again, he's now been sentenced to 6 years.
Yeah. And she said it only just changed from 6 months.
Yeah, because of what's happening.
Yeah.
Poor bloke, he's done nothing wrong. He's just trying to get out of this.
Well,
He's
I mean,
been
he stole
so-
20 mil.
No, I know
Or
he
whatever it
did,
was.
but he's
80
not
mil.
trying to. I know he did, yeah. But he's just like he can't get out of this at all.
No.
I'm thinking that he's gonna because he's in prison now. That's it.
Yeah.
He's got 6 years in prison.
Yeah.
He's not going to do 6 years because we're like months off the Death Star here.
Yeah.
Well, didn't we find out we were like 5 months before the Death Star run or something like that? Was it 5 years?
I thought it was 5 years.
Maybe it's 5 years. Yeah. So, but he's not going to do 6 years in prison. Clearly,
No.
I would imagine.
Be a really boring second half of the season.
Can you imagine just him in prison? It would be very Red Dwarf. It would literally be very Red Dwarf. I think, right, so Vel is going to go into the prison to kill him.
Yeah.
And she's going to end up bringing him out of the prison.
Yeah.
Or he's just going to escape as a result of that.
Yeah.
But Luthen is not going to want Cassian, or Keith, as he's now going by, which was proper random. Keith, I was like, Keith. But he's not going to want him with the Empire, potentially giving away Luthen's identity.
Yeah.
So he's going to go in all guns blazing now, I reckon, to get rid. Unless he is part of the Sith, but I think that's where they're probably going to go with it.
Yeah.
I think that's where they're going to go. So you enjoying it then?
Yes.
I am. I'm excited.
Now
more.
that I understand the story a little bit more,
Yeah.
and the fact that I can connect dots myself. Whereas the last couple of weeks,
There's
been
much
7
to
different
put together,
stories.
though.
I know, but there's been 7 different stories. I don't know who's who, and I get confused with that stuff that
No, I know.
But like now that it's starting to come together a little bit, I'm getting there with it.
Yeah.
So
Me too.
I'm enjoying it.
I don't think I know. Obviously, we knew where it was going because we've seen Rogue One.
Yeah.
But I don't think we had any idea. We've still not got a great idea, but we had no idea where the dots were going to go to join us to that.
Yeah.
If you get what I mean.
Yeah.
Because it was just all over the place. It was separate stories.
Yeah.
But now we are starting to get there. It wasn't for the first 10-15 minutes of the episode. I struggled with it. I'll be really honest.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
once it all started to slot into place, yeah. But I'm
Yeah,
enjoying it. I'm really
Me
looking
too.
forward to next weeks. I'm just concerned that we're going to end on a big cliffhanger, and then we're going to have to wait a year for the rest of the story. We're finally going to find out where it's going. It's going to end with the reveal that she's his sister, that Deirdre's his sister.
Yeah.
It's got to, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Or a very big clue that that's the sister. But yeah, no, I'm enjoying it. I'm looking forward to it next week. Should we finally talk about Black Adam?
Yes.
Right. So we've pre-warned you already. We're not doing non-spoilers. We're not doing a full breakdown of the movie either.
No.
But spoilers from the get-go.
It
But
was
we
shit.
You liar.
Joking.
Andy, you do it. Go on, take it away. What did you think first?
I fucking loved it.
Me too.
It was brilliant. The critics don't know shit.
The critics are wrong. 55% it is on Rotten Tomatoes
Yeah.
at the moment. Audience score on Rotten Tomatoes is 89%. The critics are wrong.
Mate.
What do you want?
Exactly.
Right. It's not just good for a DC movie, but what do you want out of a DC movie? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
These critics should have seen that. And even off the fact that the previous DC movies have been shit, or a lot of them have, you should have just given it 100% for the fact that it wasn't shit. I mean, it was really good.
It was amazing.
It was really good. We've already talked about it. We tried really hard not to basically break down the entire movie in the 20-minute car ride on the way home. But we did. But we'll just go over it again. I said we're not going to break down the whole thing, but we sat there at the end. And we'll talk about the post-credits at the end of this. Let's leave that till the end, just in case anybody doesn't know. I mean, they will. They've seen the movie if they're listening to this. Or you just spoiled it for yourself. But we both sat there at the end because it's a mid-credit scene. And we pretty much sat in silence for the mid-credits.
Yeah.
And didn't really say anything to each other until we saw the post-credit scene, at which point we were massively excited. And then we still didn't really say anything until we got out of the cinema.
Yeah.
And I think we were both trying to process, what have we just watched?
Because it was gone in kind of expecting.
I was expecting awful.
I mean, you'd said to me in the car on the way there, I really can't be arsed with this.
No, I wasn't. I was not in the mood for this today at all.
And I'm so glad we went.
Oh, I am massively.
Like, that just absolutely blew my mind.
I was just surprised at how much I enjoyed it. And I was just trying to process, did I really enjoy that because I expected crap? Or did I really enjoy that because that was really, really good? Yeah. And I've come to the conclusion that I enjoyed it because it was really, really good.
It was really good.
It was excellent. We'll talk a bit about the characters, but from a story perspective, right, the pacing
Spot
on. You can't fault it.
No.
I thought it was a bit quick at first, but it wasn't.
No.
It set the tone for the movie.
Yeah.
Or the speed of the movie, the pacing of the movie, should we say. And it
maintained
followed that
all
pace
the way through.
All the way.
There wasn't one bit where I thought, oh, it's going a bit slow now, we're a bit dull, or anything like that. Or there wasn't a bit where I went, oh shit, I've missed something.
Yeah, it wasn't too quick either.
There wasn't. It was perfect.
Yeah,
and you had a lot of backstory to add into it,
massive.
And they did it delicately and quickly, so that you knew exactly where everybody stood, and you could just crack on with the main story.
Yeah,
and that for me was such a big turning point for DC.
Massively,
because they've not been able to do that so far.
Not at all. And when you think about how complicated Black Adam's story was, they gave us so much information.
Yeah,
they gave away the twist in the trailers.
Yes,
massively.
Yeah,
which
is a bit of a letdown, to be honest.
I think they did it. So the twist is that he's not. So we're going all over the place now. So he's not the champion. So the son was the champion. We were led to believe from the start of the movie that Black Adam was the kid, and he said Shazam and he became the champion.
Yeah.
But he's not. He's the dad of the champion who died.
Yeah.
And now he basically sought revenge.
Right. So what I got from the trailers was that he was the dad.
Because it said my son died.
But he became the champion because his son died. Yeah. So that's where I went. And then as soon as I found out the kid, I literally spent some of the film going, well, hang on, that's not what the trailers were. And I was getting really confused because the trailers had kind of misinformed us.
But I think it did such a good job that I thought that they had just changed it.
Oh, okay.
That's where I was going. I didn't think we were going to get a twist at the end where it was. Apart from the fact that the dad at the start was blatantly The Rock.
Yeah.
Because it was the voice. Yeah. That's the only thing. But I still wasn't sure that that's where they were going.
Yeah.
It did such a good job of explaining it, and it did it so thoroughly that I thought they've just changed it or they've retconned it. Because they do put things in trailers that don't end up being in movies.
Biggest one was Hulk in there.
Hulk, yeah. Or what did we talk about the other week? And there was a whole scene that wasn't in the movie. Oh, Fantastic Four.
Oh, yeah.
There was a whole scene, the best scene in the entire trailer with Ben Grimm dropping out the helicopter wasn't in the movie at all. So I just thought that's what they're doing here.
Yeah.
Probably just to make the movie better.
Yeah.
Because it was good on that route, going down that story route. And it made more sense from a Shazam perspective.
Yeah.
Because I don't know a lot about the character.
I thought it was only kids.
Yeah, I didn't think it was necessarily only kids, but I didn't think that it was just this dude was a big, powerful bloke with powers. I thought Shazam was somebody who wasn't a champion, said Shazam and turned into the champion.
Yeah.
And Black Adam, being the dad, just didn't make sense to me in that respect. And by turning it into the kid, it made more sense. So I thought, right, they've retconned that and gone down that route.
Yeah.
So I was good with it. But as I said, the story in general was brilliant. The twist, I still somehow didn't see it coming, and it was okay. I think I was just so engrossed in the story that it was.
But there was a lot going on. There was more than one bad guy, really.
Yeah.
When you think about it, so it kind of like you kind of kept zigzagging in and out to understand what side people are on, and
what side they'd end up on at the end.
Yeah. Nothing. There was no clear path.
No,
all the way through, but I enjoyed that. The humor in it was perfect. It was on par for what you need as a balance. Because they still did it. Because this was gritty.
This was dark.
This was dark.
It was graphic.
But they still had the elements of humour that just brought it up a little bit.
Yeah.
And it was perfectly executed.
Yeah.
And when you think compared to like
Marvel.
I was going to say Batman v Superman.
Yeah.
The humour that they tried to put in that just fell flat on its face.
Massively.
Like, so
too dark.
Yeah. So to see like how much it's evolved from there to now.
Yeah.
They need to use this as their map going forward, 100%,
Definitely.
because this is what they need to be able to make DC at the same level, if not better than Marvel.
Right. You've hit the nail on the head there, if not better than Marvel.
Yeah.
Again, we said it in the car, I'm using it now. Just do this now. DC, stop changing things now.
Yeah.
This is it.
Yeah.
Take this and run with it.
Yeah.
Don't release the Flash. Leave that. Don't bring it out. We can leave that completely. And I know we just talked about it when we were talking about Marvel before. This is how you do dark, gritty comic.
Yeah.
Do you know what else does it do? Deadpool does it really well.
Yeah, 100%.
Loads of other things
and Deadpool
do it really
is
well.
much heavily involved with the humour.
Exactly.
But it still works.
Marvel used to do it really well.
Yeah.
They don't anymore.
Yeah. And you said to me in the car, you said you'd watch this any day over a Marvel movie as it stands right now.
Yes, yeah. But even when you go back, it's like the Winter Soldier. I know we're getting onto Marvel here, and it's not what it's about. We're reviewing Black Adam, but I can't help but compare now.
Yeah.
And when you think about the Winter Soldier, because it's one, listeners probably know as well. It's like my favorite Marvel film.
Yeah.
It did dark, gritty, and comedy perfectly.
Yeah,
it did. The thing that Marvel, I think, are struggling with is bringing in the fantastical element to that. The magic and the space aliens
but
and
they
stuff
started to, and it was fine.
But they've pushed it now into full-on magic.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah,
it's like this movie had pure magic from the start. You've got Hawkman, you've got Dr. Fate, you've got Cyclone. We'll talk about the characters in a bit more detail because I need to, because they were all amazing.
And Smash Atom.
Atom Smasher even.
What?
Atom Smasher. Not Smash Atom.
Okay.
Smasher. Henry Winkler? We need to talk about Henry Winkler being in it. What the hell was that?
It's like,
out of nowhere.
shut up.
We'll go back to him.
Yeah, anyway.
But I don't even know what I was talking about now. But what was I talking about? I've gone off on one.
Sorry.
I've lost it. No, it's not your fault, it's me. What was I talking about?
You're talking about all the different characters. But then you said we go into them separately.
Oh, right. We had a fire demon.
Yeah.
Right.
Mephisto.
We had Mephisto.
We had the DC Mephisto.
We had Mephisto in this, the DC version of Mephisto. Spot on.
Yeah.
Do that with Mephisto.
Yeah, 100%.
They're not going to, though.
No.
They're going to do Sacha Baron Cohen twirling his mustache on a throne, but basically like Zeus. This is how you do it. Mephisto doesn't need to be funny either, necessarily. I mean, he's okay if he is, but this just nailed it.
Yeah.
This really nailed it. Should we talk about characters then?
Yeah.
Let's start with The Rock.
Okay.
Right, okay. I was really hesitant about The Rock in this movie.
I was really optimistic and held out hope all the way through this, didn't I?
Yeah. Oh, you mean on the build up to it?
Yeah, because I've always been on the thing of if somebody's really wanting a particular character to play them because they want to do it justice, I'm always going to hold out hope for them, because it was the same with Simu Liu for Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
He was desperate to play it and he smashed it, in my opinion. So I was
That was a good movie, wasn't it?
It was a really good movie. I really enjoyed that. And again, the magical element was perfect within that.
Yes, it was, yeah.
So, but
the silliness was a bit too much.
But it was Trevor, so they got away with it for a majority.
They got away with it because it was Trevor.
Yeah.
If that had been another character other than Trevor doing the exact same thing,
you'd
have been like, "Fuck
what
this.
the fuck's the point in this?"
Basically, when it was Korg,
Yeah.
Because he did the exact same. Korg in Love and Thunder was Trevor in Shang-Chi. And I hated it.
I know you
Didn't
did.
like it.
I know you did.
Right, let's go back to this. Go on.
So
The Rock.
yes, I just had held out hope that because he was so desperate to do it and do it justice, that it was going to be good. And honestly, he surpassed my expectations
Massively.
completely.
I went in with a really cynical view of this, that it was The Rock. I've always liked The Rock. Genuinely really liked The Rock. And I don't know what it was, but the build up to this movie and hearing a couple of things from like the Fast and the Furious, because he took over Fast and Furious, hasn't he? And and I know like what's his face, Vin Diesel doesn't like the guy anymore.
No.
And a lot of the cast don't like him anymore. And hearing that made me think, right, this is The Rock. He's become a bit of an egomaniac because how could you not, to a degree, being as big and powerful and as popular as he is?
Yeah.
But I thought he's trying to, I'm trying not to spoil this, he's trying to replace Superman.
Yeah.
He wants Black Adam to be Superman, and he doesn't give a shit, and he's going to make this the biggest, most powerful character, and he does. But it's clear that that's not how he's going to do it.
No.
I thought this character was not going to have any faults.
Yeah.
And he was full of them.
Yeah.
And you can tell
totally.
that, and he owned them.
Yeah,
he was. I thought he was going to be that he was, right, super powerful villain.
Yeah.
Like villain.
Yeah.
And he sees the error of his ways because he's such a good, powerful person, and he'll become a hero. Not what they did at all. No. Completely not good guy. Not a villain.
No.
Just a shit human being to a degree.
But also a human being that existed 5,000 years ago.
Exactly.
So again, the world has changed since then.
Yeah.
And it's a lot more, not necessarily complex than then, but because a lot of things were very basic back then, it was easier to just put everything in a box.
Yeah, I know.
Whereas now we're not in that kind of world, and I think he had to catch up to that in the process.
Yeah, I get that.
So I think some of it is being misplaced out of his own time, but at the same time, he had very much good reason to be very hateful.
Yeah, definitely.
I wouldn't disagree that I'd go down the same fucking route if I was in his boots.
Completely bought into him.
Yeah,
completely
100%.
bought into him. It wasn't a stupid, now he's bad, now he's a hero.
Yeah.
Completely bought into the whole turn.
Totally.
Absolutely. Great character.
Yeah.
And even all the comedy, he played the comedy perfectly.
It was so subtle.
Yeah, it was amazing.
But it was perfect.
The whole sarcasm thing
yeah.
was amazing. Trying to get his catchphrase in, tell the man in black, don't you? The first time when he tried to do it, he did it after he killed them, and then he realised and he dropped the dude. He's like, "Tell the man in black, don't you?" Like, really quickly
when he got hit by the truck as he landed. The guy. It was so funny.
He nailed it. It was
so
he
did.
Good.
He was brilliant.
He was amazing. So let's talk about. Should we go
the doors comment as well? That was so funny.
Oh yeah.
When he said, "Did you people not use doors?" Well, yeah, that's how we entered buildings.
He was really, really good. I am really excited to see him now going forward in MCU, the DCU.
Yeah.
Right, Pierce Brosnan. Perfect.
I was surprised
how good he was.
Yeah.
I'm glad he didn't sing.
I'm glad.
Although I kind of wish he did a little bit.
I'm glad he didn't sing.
I'm glad he didn't sing.
Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised by him.
Yeah.
I
thought he was going to be. He was the only one.
I didn't think we were going to get the depth we got from him, to be honest.
No, I didn't. I thought he was the only. I thought he was going to phone it in.
Yeah.
And he didn't.
No.
He did really, really well. Yeah.
Fair play.
Jumping about a bit with him. I loved. Can you hear beeping?
Yeah, we're on a building site, mate.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah.
It's Friday.
It's all right. Yeah. Because we normally do this on a Thursday night when it's like 8 o'clock. We are on a building site. And he doesn't live on a building site. It's a new build because he's posh.
Yeah.
Well, he's not. Right, Pierce Brosnan.
I have 2 toilets, you prick.
Woo, get you. Pierce Brosnan. He didn't phone it in. I liked, and I didn't think I would because I'd seen it in like a clip. I liked the Iron Man-esque heads-up display view of him in his helmet. I really like that. But just in general, he was funny. He was very Tony Stark.
Yeah.
He was a good mix of Tony and Doctor Strange.
But less energetic.
Yeah, because he was old and he's been doing this for 100 years.
Yeah. But like when I say less energetic, I'm not talking about like his performance. I'm like, he's like a laid back version.
But not cocky?
No. He's like self-assured in that fact that he knows the right answer, but doesn't
Yes.
show off with it. He's not show offy.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
I'm trying not to compare him to Doctor Strange, but you can't because they are a very similar character.
Well,
Right.
I mean, I must admit, I did it a fair bit in this.
He was right,
because
he's
it was
not
kind
a rip-off.
No, he's not a rip-off.
Yeah.
They've all. The thing is, there's only so many abilities people can have.
Well, Doctor
so
Fate
things
came
are gonna
first in the
in
the comics.
So, but that's what I mean. So things are gonna
They're gonna be very similar.
and because
but the
we've
look,
had a lot more Marvel than
Yeah.
we've had of DC, means that you're gonna compare them. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I saw Hawkman and was like, well, there's your Falcon.
yes,
I saw Smashing Atom. What
Atom
is his name?
Smasher.
Atom Smasher.
he was just Deadpool.
Who was
Can I just say I loved him though?
he was Deadpool costume wise, but he was essentially Ant-Man.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was. Yeah. He was very Ant-Man. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just that kind of thing that you
It's gonna. You are Marvel have
there's
done
gonna
it
be
all already.
crossovers. Yeah,
And
yeah.
particularly with Marvel flying through characters very quickly.
Yeah.
You're gonna get things that you've seen before.
Yeah.
But I'm not comparing him to a Doctor
No, no.
Strange to say like he's better or worse.
Yeah.
He's like Doctor Strange in 100 years.
Yeah.
It's like the fun of being cocky has gone.
Yeah.
He knows he's right, and he
Yeah.
doesn't need to make you feel shit for being. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
you
Not
don't
that
need
Doctor Strange
you
is a
don't
bully,
need the big
but
show about it in the
he's
process.
still
It's
got
just
that
like
element
we're
of
still going to get
arrogance
to that
and
end game.
cockiness. Yeah, and he's past that.
Yeah.
I was devastated when he died, but I'm not convinced he's dead.
Yeah.
I think they've given
Do you know?
Pierce
Do you know what
Brosnan
made me?
out.
Do you know what made me think that he's not dead?
The helmet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The helmet. Then
When it panned to the
disintegrated.
helmet straight away. Yeah.
The fact that it stayed for a little bit and then it disintegrated when it wanted to made me think he's not gone. He's just called it to
He's
wherever
gone.
he is now.
Yes, I loved, and I didn't think I would for the first 2 seconds of it happening and realizing what was happening. I didn't like it, and then I did like it. Hawkman picking up the helmet and using it.
Yeah. So first of all, before we go into that section,
Okay, go on.
when Atom Smasher
Yeah,
went to touch the helmet,
yeah,
she said, "You can't touch the helmet."
yeah. You can't touch the helmet. She did say that. Yeah.
So there was a,
No, she didn't
so
say
was
you
she
can't touch
winding
the
him up?
helmet. She said don't touch the helmet
because
it can do X, Y, Z to you.
yeah.
So it's not his helmet.
So why
He's
did they
basically-
say it if no one touched it and it happened to them? Like, I feel like there was no point in that little.
I get the impression
exchange.
that it's very, very uncertain as to what it will do to you.
Okay.
And it could make you go mental. You've got to be maybe particularly strong-willed for it not to take over you. And Atom Smasher is a bit of an idiot kid, which he was. I loved
Yeah.
him for it, but he is.
Yeah.
But Hawkman has been around Kent for so long,
Yeah.
and he's
Okay.
such a good person because he is. He's trying to do the right thing all
Yeah.
the time. He's a good character, and I think that's how he managed to
use it,
to
harness
use
it
it
and
and
use it,
do it.
yeah.
Yeah. Or is he doing it? Does he think he's doing it and it's really Dr. Fate still? Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I've not got much of a knowledge of Dr. Fate, but from not from comics, from Smallville. He was in Smallville for like 2 episodes.
Right.
And in Smallville, if memory serves me correct, Dr. Fate is the helmet. The body using it is just the body that the superhero in the helmet uses
So that would
to
make
become
sense for him not
physical.
being dead then.
Well, I don't think I think Pierce Brosnan's character could be dead. So it's like
Yeah.
It's
But
like
the
when
helmet could bring-
when you put on the helmet,
Yeah.
the superhero in the helmet possesses the body.
Right.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how I've always seen it.
Yeah.
Not that I've
Well,
know
but
a lot,
to be fair,
but
they did say when he puts the helmet
he's
on,
possessed.
he's possessed.
Yeah. So I think that's where it's going. But because he's done it for 100 years, he's got a nice, perfect link between a balance. So he can take the helmet off and he still knows what's going on.
Yeah.
It's not like Hulk where it's like, where am I? Probably was at the start.
Yeah.
But it's not now. So we're on to Aldous Hodges, Hawkman.
Yeah.
I loved him as a character as well.
Yeah.
He
me
was
too.
so cool.
Yeah.
I didn't like him at first when he was like he was a bit cocky when he was putting the team together.
Yeah.
But when he dropped out of the jet,
Yes.
just in his trackies,
Yeah.
and grabbed those 2 dudes, I thought that was amazing. I was absolutely in awe of that scene. I thought it was really, really good. He, again, as a character, wanting to be the boss,
Yeah.
but you could see both sides of it because he was the one who had the biggest argument, shall we say, with Black Adam, but you could completely see both sides of it.
Yeah.
I went from moments where I was like, I don't agree with you at all. Let him do what he's doing. I know what you're trying to do, but you need to be realistic at the same time.
I could see that side, but I didn't agree with him from day. Actually, I was with the civilians.
No,
I was
I
with
know what you
them the
mean.
entire time. So even when he was saying that, I was going, yeah, but you've ignored all this oppression. I get it's ground level and it's not superheroes.
Yeah, I know what
but
you're saying.
at the same time, it's like, but I'd stand with them because I understand from their point. They've said the last 27 years our lives have been shit, and you've not once even made an attempt to protect us in any way. And now suddenly someone with a few more powers comes. That's when you decide to step in. Nah.
No, I get what you mean.
And I was like, fair play. That's a level of reality to the
that
story as well.
Exactly. Movies. Yeah.
And I really like that we got that.
And the fact that he got to that level by the end.
Yeah.
He was on board with it at the end. And you could see him getting towards it throughout the story, but he was completely on board with it by the end.
It was like when Hawkman first landed and everyone was booing him for saving the two. Yeah. And I was like, brilliant.
Yeah.
I love it.
It was more
because
realistic.
It's so different to what you're used to seeing.
Yeah. I mean, we've seen a bit of it, I suppose, because we saw, like, I suppose, when you think about like Civil War and like the whole Sokovia Accords, I suppose it's kind of going that route, but it's more in your face.
But we saw that from higher level government officials and social media.
Rather than the actual
we didn't
people.
actually get it happening in the moments where there's a crowd of people watching and then suddenly they're booing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, the closest we got to that kind of thing was Spider-Man being revealed.
But we've never had that with Spider-Man in the MCU.
No.
My idea of Spider-Man from comics, cartoons, maybe not the cartoons.
He was always
now,
made out to be a villain, even though he was saving.
You had it was 50-50. Some people loved him, and 50% of people hated him and thought he was an absolute idiot and he was a vigilante. And we've not seen that in the MCU. He's just, everyone loves him.
The idea has been introduced now that we obviously got J.K. Simmons back.
Yes. But it's the odd idiot who doesn't like him.
Yeah. So, my thing now is it going to be that it's half hate and half love in the new Spider-Man film? Because he played very heavily on it. And then obviously when everyone forgot who he was, it then went straight to a report from him saying that he's still out there, he's still a villain, but we don't know who he is.
I don't know whether Marvel just haven't done it because it has been done a lot in the past. X-Men did it. X-Men did it really, really well.
Yeah.
And so did the original Spider-Man. Do you know what I mean? The Tobey Maguire one. But maybe that's just not why they've got it. But again, they nailed it.
Yeah.
They did really well. His really good segue into the next character. His relationship with Atom Smasher was brilliant. He's like, you and me. You and me.
That was
so
funny. So funny. It was like he was his dad.
It was really good.
It was hilarious.
I loved
and it's funny because of the physical size difference as well.
Yeah.
So because Atom Smasher's like absolutely massive and towering over
6
him, and
stories
he's like,
tall.
you and me, looking up at a skyscraper human.
Exactly. Yeah.
and then the giant guy's like, I'm so sorry.
So Noah Centineo. I'm doing this without IMDb here.
Well done, you.
I might go back and check that I'm getting these names right. But yeah, Noah Centineo. I've bottled it. I'm going to check IMDb to make sure I'm getting these names.
Noah.
Right.
We know it's Noah.
It's Noah somebody.
Yeah.
Hang on. Black Adam.
While you're looking,
go on. Tell me what.
I thoroughly enjoyed his character.
I've got Aldous Hodge right.
Well done. He brought
and Pierce Brosnan.
He brought such good relationships between everybody into it. Like him and Cyclone.
Love that relationship.
Like brother and sister.
But also like boyfriend and girlfriend at the same time.
Do you feel like?
I feel
I didn't get the romantic side of it. Nah.
Oh no, that's where I thought it was going.
No, I didn't.
Unless I've read that wrong. But no, I thought that's where they were going.
No, I felt like it was quite platonic.
Oh, okay.
But
I hope we find out. I've just got
Did they get married?
No, not from that perspective. But I just want. It's got right as good as this. We'll get back to characters in a minute, and we'll probably wrap up on this note as well.
Yeah.
I'm really scared that we're not going to see any of these characters anymore.
Yeah.
Because it's DC. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I've got a real fear of it now. Didn't care going into it, but I do. But yeah, go on. So you reckon that's the way they're doing it?
Yeah, I just enjoy. It was like a little family. It was like the granddad, the dad, and the 2 kids. Yeah, that's how it came across to me completely.
I can get that.
And it's because the 2 young ones were obviously green. They hadn't been out before and things like that. But yeah, their relationship. They only went out to fight together.
Yeah,
they were never on their own. They were always paired up together.
Yes, yeah.
And it was that whole, you need to be looking after each other in the same in the same breath as fighting because you can't be trusted on your own, either of you.
No, I get that. Yeah, it was good though. And Cyclone, she was brilliant as well.
Yeah.
So she is played by Quintessa Swindell. So glad I got IMDb up. She was brilliant.
Yeah, she was really good.
From the trailers, I thought she was going to be not really in it much or get a chance to do much.
No, but she was in it quite a lot.
As a character, without her being a superhero, I really, really liked her.
Yeah.
Again, I did with Atom Smasher as well.
Yeah.
But I really liked her. And then her powers, the way they did the look of the powers.
Beautiful.
Really, really
different.
liked it.
Not something we've seen before.
Nothing I have. Bit
And
wondery.
No. And do you know what? The only reason I say that is because... yeah.
She's green.
Because, I mean, I watched this quite closely because I was enjoying it that much. She's actually doing essentially gymnastics as all that's happening. Did you notice that?
No.
So when you're seeing all the swells, as she was coming down to the ground, there was one particular scene where I noticed it. As she was coming down to the ground, she's doing like cartwheels and flips and all sorts. So you're actually seeing arms and legs coming out.
Okay.
As she's doing it. She's spinning, but it's gymnastics in the process.
Okay, yeah.
And I actually loved that's what it was. It wasn't just a case of she's got smoke and mirrors around her.
She just becomes a cyclone and you never see her.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get what you mean.
But you just saw those limbs kind of coming out as she's doing all these different moves. I just thought it was brilliant.
Yeah.
Well executed.
Again, something you've not seen. Not seen before. Taking them as a group, though.
Yeah.
We didn't get an origin story for any of them.
No.
But I still feel like I know them really well as characters. And their powers.
Yeah.
I don't need to know how they got the powers.
No.
And I'd normally criticize DC for rushing things and trying to get to an Avengers team very quickly. We didn't need an intro movie for all of them to put them together.
No.
It just worked really, really well. Yeah. And again, I was upset when Dr. Fate died.
Yeah.
And I want to see more from the rest of the team.
And I was upset when we had the moment where we thought Hawkman had died.
Oh yeah, I was really... Do you know what? That
like,
got me more
I really
than
didn't
Fate.
think that was going to happen. And then obviously the helmet and him appearing 72 different times, and I was like,
you
God.
could see, you knew Fate was going to die.
Yeah.
At that point. Not necessarily through the whole movie.
No.
But you knew, for a minute or two beforehand, you knew he was going to die.
Yeah.
But when you got to then Hawkman potentially dying, you thought
that was
it had
the
been
death
solved.
that he'd seen, and
And
so
then
when it still happened, we were like, shit.
And it made Fate's death pointless.
Yeah.
And it just carried a lot of weight. So again, it didn't feel like a cop-out when it then turned out that he wasn't dead. It was more of a, thank God for that he's not dead, because it wasn't a cop-out, basically. But I really enjoyed it. So we did have other characters other than superheroes. So we had Sarah Shahi as Adriana. We had her son.
Loved it.
As Ammon.
Brilliant.
And then we had the brother as Karim.
Fave.
Brother. He was amazing.
He was my favourite.
They were all good, though.
They were
supporting
all really
characters. Because there was a lot of supporting cast.
Yeah.
But they were really, really good. They weren't just... She wasn't just the damsel in distress.
No.
And the little kid who...
She kicked ass.
She did.
In her moments, she kicked ass.
And the kid wasn't just an irritating kid just there for
doing
a child.
Stupid stuff all the time.
He didn't do anything really stupid.
No, he didn't.
Some questionable things.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like, oh, for God's sake, I'm putting myself in danger so that Black Adam can come and save me again. He wasn't doing that.
Once.
He found himself in danger a couple of times.
No, he put himself in danger once.
Which one? When?
At the very beginning bit when he crosses the border the second time, steals his radio to shout it through. He's specifically doing that to get Black Adam to come.
But that didn't feel like that was purposeful.
No, I know it was purposeful, but he did do it.
Yeah, but normally, but what I'm saying is when like it's accidentally I've
done
done
look
it.
at this shiny thing that's in the middle of
being
20
a fucking idiot
murderers.
kid.
Yeah,
it wasn't him just being an idiot kid. That was his plan. He wanted to get him to be a hero.
The difference between this kid and the other kids that you see, this kid was resourceful.
Yes. He was good. It was very 1990s with all the skateboarding.
It was very 1990s.
It was.
But then again, I think that might be where they were going with his country.
Yeah, I suppose.
A little bit less technological than we maybe are. I think it was just giving you kind of more of the Middle Eastern, not first world vibes. And I think that's why it was.
Wasn't it nice to see, though? Not some kid on TikTok.
Yes.
And not some kid
100%.
Do you know what? Not putting a Black Adam on Twitter. Not being like, look, world, look, I've got him on Instagram and Twitter. Look at this hero. There wasn't any of that.
No, phones were only used for calls in this film.
I'm getting rid of my phone. Get rid of my phone. Right, the brother, Kareem.
Oh my god.
Best character.
He was the best.
He was the best character in
He
the
was
film.
my absolute fave.
The singing in the van.
Singing in the van. The
Can't remember what the
little
song was.
quips. Baby, come back.
That's it. That's it. That's it.
Yeah, like, and then even the fact that he jumped in front of a gun to save his nephew.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
With
he
the
did.
crown,
yeah,
with
yeah.
thingy in the kitchen.
Yeah, and then he got shot.
And then he
in the
got
stomach.
shot. Yeah.
That whole thing with Dr. Fate telling him that it's not his time. He's like, don't worry, just steer clear of electricity. He's like, I'm an electrician. But then, as funny as that was, when he then rolled up to fight all the demons, he's like, I'm all right. I'm going to kill by electricity. They're not electric. I'm fine. And he just goes in like, it's like, I can't die.
He's
It's
so
so
funny.
good. Absolutely brilliant. And then, right, we got another couple of characters. We got, I can't remember the character's name, but the blonde lady from Peacemaker.
Yes.
And the Suicide Squad, James Gunn's wife, Jennifer. I'm finding it.
Gun.
No, not Jennifer Gunn.
I mean,
Right.
you said wife, so
yeah,
I was
probably
just...
is now, to be fair. While I'm looking for her name, Jennifer something,
Yeah.
we did get
We got
Henry Winkler randomly.
Henry Winkler.
What the hell was that about?
So he was Atom Smasher's dad.
Uncle.
Uncle Al.
What
So
the-
he was the previous Atom Smasher.
I know. I mean, it didn't make any sense, but it was amazing. I was just happy to have Henry Winkler
I know.
on the
It was
screen.
brilliant.
I don't know what was happening with
We
that.
also got our obvious one. We got Amanda Waller back.
Amanda Waller, yeah, we did.
Yeah.
We did. But not, and I didn't hate her.
No, I didn't hate her this time round.
I normally don't like the woman, but which shows how good an actress she is.
Yeah.
Jennifer Holland.
Jennifer Holland.
That's it. But yeah, she was good in it. She wasn't a pain in the ass.
No.
She's good now.
No.
She's not just working with the bad guys. I mean, she's got a direct link to the JSA.
Yeah.
That was a bit weird, the fact that this team is already established and apparently has been established for a number of years and we've never seen them in the DCEU before.
Yeah, yeah.
But again, it didn't really detract.
No.
I was just kind of okay with it.
Well, the other thing that we need to point out, when they zoomed out from Black Adam in the case, how many things were in cases?
Yeah. What else was that?
There needs to be a mass fucking breakout at some point because that'd be an epic movie.
I thought there was going to be a mass breakout.
Did ya?
At this point. Yeah, when I saw them and it panned out.
It would have been too much.
No, I didn't know. I thought there was just going to be a hint that when he's escaped, he's shut down everything.
Do you know what would be amazing?
But that would have been too obvious.
Do you know what would be amazing?
What?
If we got... You know, like, when Jurassic World Dominion was going to come out?
Yeah.
And they did, like, the little shorts that came out on YouTube. If they did one and it was just a news report that that facility had been destroyed and everything's escaped. So you don't need an introduction to it.
We just know
you
it's
can go
happened.
into films and suddenly there's just villains here, there and everywhere. And you can just go straight into this and it's all just because they've escaped from that place.
I kind of
That'd be amazing.
appreciate the fact that they didn't do the usual trope where they did do it, though.
Yeah.
It would have been like, oh, I knew that was coming.
But they did enough to make you see that there is
They're there.
a lot there.
How big were some of
It
the
was
tanks?
fucking huge.
Some of them were massive. They're
They
like
were.
3 or 4 really big ones.
Yeah.
I'm thinking like Killer Croc. Oh, but we've already seen him. But again, that feels like that's
Is
not
Killer
real.
Croc DC?
Yeah, Killer Croc is DC. So in like the comics and the Batman games and stuff like that,
I was thinking of Lizard, sorry.
he's like 12 foot tall. He's like Hulk size.
Yeah.
But then in the first Suicide Squad, he was just 6 foot. Do you remember him? He died. He killed himself. He blew himself up.
No, I don't remember him.
It wasn't very good. He wasn't very memorable, to be fair. But he looked shit as well.
Yeah.
Just a dude in a mask. But yeah, so we saw that. I can't remember where I was going with it. Right. Post credits.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. I mean, I knew it was coming and I still got super excited. I was tapping Anthony. I was like, he's there. It's Cavill.
Mate, I sat there like a 10-year-old with my mouth wide open, like, oh my God. So we got
I
Amanda.
knew it was coming and I still didn't
Yeah.
believe it was going to happen.
So we got Amanda Waller, didn't we?
Yeah.
Contacting Black Adam.
Yeah.
And
with
saying-
a drone. Hologram out of a drone.
Yeah. I'm telling you to stop. I've got people who can stop you.
Yeah, not stop. She basically just said, you don't leave.
Oh, yeah, you don't. Yeah,
What
if
was it
you
called?
attempt to leave.
Kandak?
Yeah, something like that.
You don't leave Kandak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you do, I have friends that will stop you. And he was like, there's nothing on this planet that can stop me. And she was like,
I've got friends from
I've
other
got friends
planets.
from other planets.
And you thought, and Anthony thought, she means Superman, but there's no way we're going to see Superman.
Yeah.
And then fucking Cavill shows up.
And then the drone gets destroyed by Black Adam, and then out of the smoke, we get Henry Cavill.
With the John Williams Superman music. The original 1970s
slow,
Superman music.
all slowed down. Beautiful.
Right.
Absolutely perfect.
In a bright blue suit.
Yes.
With the curl in his hair.
Yes.
Proper old school.
Yeah.
Superman that we've not had before.
Yeah.
Happy. Nice.
Loved
not
it.
Mopey
No.
Superman.
Absolutely loved it.
Cavill's back.
And after you
excited.
said before about Black Adam not being the Superman,
Yes.
because you were worried that he was
Yes.
going to come in, try and be the new Superman,
Exactly.
and all that
It
kind of
just
stuff.
shows
the
he's
fact,
not.
no, the fact that they've brought Superman back for this little cameo section at the very end.
Yeah. And
Perfect.
there's now talk that he's going to be getting a Man of Steel 2. When it
Yes.
happens, we don't know.
No,
There's also talk at the same time of James Gunn being on board for an undisclosed DC movie.
Yeah.
How would you feel about a James Gunn Man of Steel?
I don't know.
I think I'd be all right with it.
Would you?
Because I want happy soups. I don't want him to be stupid like Shazam. I
Yeah.
love Shazam.
Yeah.
I want a halfway between the two. I want a
Yeah.
bright, colourful Superman.
Yeah.
Not a mopey, dark. I like gritty, and I like Man of Steel, to be perfectly honest.
I really
It
like
was a
Man of
bit-
Steel.
It was typical Zack Snyder, though. It went too much into the dark and gritty
Yeah.
and mopey.
I thought that was J.J. Abrams. Man of Steel.
No, was it?
I'm sure it was J.J.
Why do
Abrams.
I think it was? You are 100% right. You are. Why do I think Zack
And
Snyder did it?
do you know why I know it's J.J. Abrams? Because
Lens flares.
well,
Lens flares.
yeah,
Yeah.
and the
Yeah.
the zoom ins on the flying when it's shaky camera and stuff like that. Like he did it in Star Trek. He did it in I can't remember which one he did. Like the Super 8 or
Zack Snyder.
was it?
Why did I think J.J. Abrams as well?
I've always thought that was J.J. Abrams.
He's doing it. No,
he
J.J. Abrams is doing the new Superman project, the Black Superman.
right. Okay.
Remember?
Yeah.
Cal something else, not Cal L. He's going
Cal
down.
M.
No, something else.
Cal P.
So, according to the trades,
Yeah.
Zack Snyder's not Zack Snyder. I've just said not Zack Snyder. J.J. Abrams' Superman.
Yeah.
is still happening.
Is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
as well as this one. But is it necessarily a bad thing because we've got Robert Pattinson Batman and we've got Joaquin Phoenix's Joker?
Imagine
I'm
if they all
okay.
cross paths.
No,
at
I'm
one
okay.
point
I'm okay
later.
with them not crossing paths. I'm okay with us having those separate stories.
Yeah.
We need to do better with the DCEU.
Yeah.
I'm so happy Cavill is back.
Yeah, so am I.
And we said this in the car, right? Should we? Suppose we kind of wrap up Black Adam
Yeah.
before we get into DC to Marvel talk. We're not going to talk for too long because we're already well over an hour. But I loved it.
Yeah.
I want to watch it again.
Yes.
It has
same.
got me excited for the DCEU again.
Yes.
Massively
Me too.
excited, but also very, very scared
Yeah.
that this is going to be the only good DC movie.
I know.
And we're going to go downhill again. I don't think we're going to go downhill with Shazam,
No.
but I think The Flash is going to be the thing that's going to ruin this.
Yeah.
Unless they do something majorly good with it.
Yeah.
I think the only thing I've got with the only positive I can see with The Flash is that we are reportedly still going to have Keaton, but we now know that Ben Affleck's back as Batman for the DCEU.
Yeah.
So I think that there's a limited amount of damage the Flash movie can do
Yes.
because it could be completely set in its own little universe with Keaton's Batman. We don't even have to get... It can be separated from the
again,
DCEU.
I thought that the whole Flash thing was that
He goes
this
into a
film
different
is-
universe.
He goes to save his mum, and by saving his mum, he changes that universe, and it comes off into his own thing.
Yeah.
And that's where Michael Keaton's Batman is.
So let's do it. Let's leave Ezra
Lock
in
him
that
in there.
universe. Leave
Doesn't
him in
come
that
back.
universe. He stays there. He
Yeah.
doesn't come back to this one. And then we get a different Flash in the future. Doesn't even have to be Barry Allen, as we said. Let's
No.
do that. So I suppose
Yeah.
if they did it right, they could do that.
Yeah.
What were we going to say? Oh, right, yeah. I'll get there in a minute. So, and we said this in the car, right? I'm not Marvel bashing. Listeners know I much prefer Marvel.
Yeah.
In general to
Yeah, yeah.
DC. We bash DC constantly. Not that
Yeah.
we hate it.
Do you know what?
I think
though?
with good
I think
reason.
timing. Yeah, it is good reason, because if we'd have done this podcast when the Batman Begins and Dark Knight came out, we'd have been gushing.
Yeah.
Because I love that trilogy.
Amazing.
One of the best releases of the Batman franchise that
Yeah.
I've ever experienced in my life.
Yes.
Nothing's beaten it for me so
So
far.
it's not DC that
So
we've
it's-
got a problem
no.
with. It's most DCU movies.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's the portrayal that has been brought across
Exactly.
has not been at the level that it should be.
However,
Yeah.
and before you know this, listeners, before I've even watched this, I did not go into this with high hopes at all. I'm losing interest in Marvel because I don't like the tone that they're taking the movies down. This is a very weird position that I'm in now because I'm more looking forward to what DC have got to do
Yeah.
off the back of this.
But we have said that.
Not that I'm hating Marvel,
No.
but I'm more on an excitement level.
Yeah.
I'm now more excited to see what DC do.
Don't forget though, there's no wrong answer to this.
No, I know it's opinion completely.
I know. You just sound like you're worried you're going to get bashed for it.
No,
but
I'm not. No, but no, I'm
yeah.
just saying, right? And I'm not saying even if Marvel were even if they're not. In my opinion, Marvel aren't doing great at the moment.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying it still, but
Yeah.
I'm getting a bit fed up of it. Even if Marvel were on perfect form,
Yeah.
this movie would still make me more excited to see what DC
Oh
have got
God,
to
yeah,
bring
100%.
than what Marvel have got to bring.
Because
It's good
they've
now.
brought themselves up a level.
Exactly.
Yeah, 100%.
And I think the danger for Marvel is I actually think that DC have probably got better characters and a better villains roster to work with
Yeah.
than they've got. I mean, it's Superman and Batman.
I was going to say Batman alone with the amount of villains that he's got.
Superman
I don't
and
know.
Batman.
I don't know a great deal of Superman's villains, but I mean, Batman was the one that I grew up with,
Yeah.
so I know that there's a ton that they could do with that.
I know. But Marvel have done brilliantly with the characters they've got.
Yeah,
But prior to the MCU,
yeah,
if you thought of Marvel characters, you thought of Spider-Man.
yeah,
If you said name 3 superheroes to any random person on the street, you're going to get Batman, Superman, and Spider-Man.
Yeah,
And then if you push people, you might get the Flash,
yeah.
and you might get a couple of other DC.
Not the Marvel.
You're not going to get a lot of Marvel.
I might have said Hulk.
Yeah, suppose, yeah. But there's more well-known DC
Yeah,
heroes
yeah,
who
totally.
DC have just completely wasted for years.
Yeah,
But we're potentially onto a good thing here.
yeah, yeah,
So I'm really, really excited.
yeah. Me
To see
too.
what happens. And as I said, I'm getting to a
And
point.
on the Marvel point.
Go on.
Wakanda Forever. We've said is going to be a bit of a turning point on where you said.
In my
you'd
opinion,
stand.
there's 2 projects now. As I said, there's Wakanda
Yeah.
Forever and Secret Invasion.
Yeah,
They need to do. I think they will do really well with both of those.
Yeah.
They need to do really well.
yeah,
To keep me interested.
yeah,
On both of them. But the point I was trying to get to, sorry, I'll get there in a minute, was if you'd asked me weeks ago, maybe not weeks ago, but maybe 6 months ago, and
Yeah.
we probably talked about it, what do I want to see Henry Cavill do? I just said, drop DC, which I did numerous times.
Yeah.
Drop DC and come to Marvel. I say come to Marvel like I work there. But drop DC and go to Marvel.
yeah,
I'm so glad he didn't.
yeah. Me too.
I'm so happy he didn't because I'm so excited to see. I don't think the current Marvel universe is a good place for Henry Cavill and what he
No.
can do.
No,
And I think that what they're potentially going to do
a
with
continuation of his
DCU
Superman would be perfect because
because we didn't get it.
no.
We just haven't had it. Not a good one anyway.
We had his origin story, which we've had a million times.
Yeah, but I did like
so
that.
I liked
thought
it.
it was
Don't
a
get me
good- it
wrong,
was a
but
good
it's
one.
the same story that we've had 3 or 4 times already.
But Batman v Superman was crap.
Oh, it
Both
was.
the Justice Leagues didn't do a really good job of
No.
soups.
No,
Zack Snyder's one did a much better job than
Yeah.
than Whedon's, to be fair. But yeah, neither did a fantastic job. But yeah, that's it.
yeah,
Can't wait. Let us know what you think.
Yes.
I'm kind of hoping people didn't like it because I want to see another.
Yeah,
I want to
yeah.
see another opinion. But I just thought it was absolutely amazing.
yeah.
Pod Fans Assemble. Then should we do Pod
We've
Fans
got
Assemble?
none for Black Adam.
We've got
have
none
we?
for Black Adam because it's been out for about 3 hours.
Yes, so we've literally come straight back and recorded. So we have got some stuff for Andor, though, haven't we?
We have. Let's do it.
Pod Fans Assemble.
So as usual, we asked you on our poll to see what you thought. 86% loved Andor this week.
Okay, I get that.
6% said it was okay,
Yeah.
and 8% hated it.
Okay. I'm not surprised that it got that much love.
No, I'm not surprised.
Considering action wise, nothing happened.
Yeah,
It was a really,
which gives
really
me
good
the idea
episode.
for the 8% because there was no action.
Because
again.
there was no action.
Yeah.
But I mean, the people who've not moaned, and not to say you're wrong, but the people who've moaned about it up to now have said it's not Star Wars because there's no aliens and stuff like that. You got an Empire. You got full on Star Wars in this episode.
You got aliens. You got stormtroopers.
It's covered everything. So I don't really get what you want.
No.
Why are you watching it? Yeah. If this episode hasn't given you what you want, why are you watching Star Wars?
Yeah.
Genuinely?
Yeah.
Give up now, because it's not this series. Not Star Wars in general.
No.
This series is not for you then.
No.
Just stop watching it now.
Kenneth said, Andor this week was so good. In fact, this might be my favourite episode of the season so far.
Yeah, I would... I'd say joint with last week's.
Maybe.
Well,
I don't know.
Why? What do you think? What?
No, whether it's on par with last week's or whether it's...
Oh, I do. From a story perspective, yeah. I just love the 80s vibe.
Yeah.
I'm an 80s kid. It gave me full-on 80s vibes.
Rachel Miller said, I always feel completely absorbed from beginning to end, and when the credits roll, I proclaim a little, oh no. Love the beach resort. That's so surprising. Not sure we've seen a place like that before in Star Wars. Don't think we have.
No, we
Very
haven't.
cool. Not so cool for Cassian, though. Can't wait for next week.
Do you know what? With the beach, it was weird because it was so Star Warsy, but so realistic.
Yeah.
It felt like...
Well, so it was like LA. It was like
really was. It was a really, really good balance, wasn't it?
Yeah. Catgirl Starlin said, it just keeps getting better and better. I continue to love this type of grown-up Star Wars content. The scene with Mon Mothma and her childhood friend at that party is literally some of the best writing in Star Wars history.
Yeah, very thinky rather than actiony, but yeah, it was. She was desperate to tell it. She was. I've got a secret.
Ross Kiernan said, I'm really enjoying this series thus far. Another fantastic episode today. Will said, feels like we're getting to the real meat of the show. Everything is flowing nicely and seems to be well written. Excited to see where all the different character arcs lead to, especially Cyril and the Imperial Lady.
I am really interested to see where Cyril's going to go, to be perfectly honest, because it seems to have just tailed off.
Yeah.
It's not as interesting now as I thought it was going to be.
No.
I thought he's basically spent 4 episodes
whinging to his mum.
And getting... having his mum make digs at him. Do you know what I mean? Nothing's really happened with him.
Yeah.
And I still don't know where I've got no idea where it's going. I think he's going to end up going after Cassian. I assume in his new job, he's going to find Cassian.
Yeah.
Because he's now going to be like logged into the system because he's in the prison.
Yeah.
Something along those lines. And he's going to pick up from there. I don't know where it's going to go.
Do you reckon he will be his escape?
Him going
because he's
in?
been fucked over by the Empire.
Maybe, yeah. What if he said no, not because not because he's been fucked over by the Empire. I think he'll probably find out he's in there.
Yeah.
And he'll go to someone and go, this is the guy who did this, blah, 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 blah. And they'll go, why do we care? And he'll be like, right, I'm going to go in and get him then. And he'll end up either siding with him for some reason.
Yeah.
Or screwing up so much again that Cassian can escape. Something along those lines.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think anyone's going to give a shit that he's in there.
No.
I don't think anyone's going to be like, right, he's the guy. No one's going to piece together that he's the guy who did the Aldani thing.
Yeah. Oh, no,
because no one's got info on that apart from Luthen. The only thing Cyril knows about him is he's the guy who killed 2 guards on Ferrix. And the Empire aren't going to give a shit in the slightest. So it could side either way. I think that's us then for messages. Thank you very much for all those. Before we do the wrap up, let's do patron shout outs. So thanks to Geekinate, Kenneth, Night Spearhead, Richard, Jessica, Avid Gamer, Sheldon, and new patron. Hang on. Michael. There we go. I got there in the end. Thank you, Michael, for joining the Patreon.
Cheers, buddy. Thank you.
Patron. Thank you very much. So patrons get exclusive access, or not exclusive access anymore. These are old notes. Fucking idiot, Nick. They get some access to our bonus podcast, Into the Podverse, with new episodes every month. This month we've got 2 for you. So we did Werewolf by Night.
Yeah.
At the start of the month. Really good. Really enjoyed that. Go and listen to that episode. And then at some point before Halloween, we don't know where yet. Some point before Halloween, we will be, or maybe a little bit after Halloween, some point soon, we will also be doing New Mutants.
Yes.
Have you watched that yet? For the second time?
No.
No, I got halfway through. And just kept getting distracted by the fact that Arya from Game of Thrones looks like Eddie Munster. I don't know why.
Oh my god!
I don't know why they went down that
Yes.
route. Who thought, you know what, she should look like Eddie Munster from the Bloody Monsters?
That's brilliant.
I don't know why. But yeah, anyway, patrons also get discounts off merch and the ability to listen to the show being recorded live every week. If you would like to access all the extra content and support the show, you can head over to patreon.com/thatsuperhero thing or hit the link in the episode description. Alternatively, if you just want to access episodes of Into the Podverse and you don't want any of the other benefits and you don't want to listen to live and you don't want merch discounts, but you should because they're good, then you can head over to anchor.fm/thatsuperhero thing or again, hit the link in the description and you can subscribe on Spotify for $2.99 per month. Otherwise, thanks for listening. Don't forget to come back next week for our review of Andor episode 8. We will let you know on social media sound really official there. We'll let you know on Twitter or the Discord about when we're going to be covering that because Anthony has got a play next week.
Yeah.
He's
a musical.
A musical, it's a play.
They are two different things. Don't piss off the
they're
theatre
not.
folk.
Are they really?
Yes.
I feel like I've opened a can of worms here.
A play and a musical are two totally different things.
Okay, sorry. And he looks really upset with me.
Yeah,
sorry.
I'm in a
Anthony's
musical.
got a musical extravaganza next week.
So,
But he's busy every night, so we're going to try and squeeze it in next week. If we can't, though, the week after, we might be having another break next week, but if not, the week after, we will be covering episodes 8 and 9 of Andor.
Yeah.
So we'll let you know. Plus, whenever we are back, we'll be covering all the latest comic book movie news. Some that's probably going to get announced in 10 minutes that we'll miss for this week. Something huge, like The Rock signed on to the MCU or something ridiculous like that, and we won't get to talk about it for 2 weeks. But yeah, you never know. If you don't already, make sure you're checking out our socials at Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram for all the latest updates on the show. That's where you'll find out when we're going to be on next, and calls to actions for next week's Podfans Assemble. As we said at the start as well, if you have enjoyed the show, please make sure to follow us on your favourite podcast platform and leave us a rating or review on Apple or Spotify. Helps us out massively. The more subscribers and the more 5-star reviews we get, the higher we go up the charts and the more people can find the show. Other than that, though, we are done. I'm still surprised at how much I enjoyed Black Adam.
It's so good.
I think I might go and watch it again.
I wouldn't blame you.
I mean, I don't think I haven't watched half the DC movies at all, let alone in the cinema. So me going back to watch that again,
Big thing.
It's going to be a big thing, yeah.
Amazing.
Anthony, now, what are you up to now? Anthony's digging his garden up. I'm going to go to a kid's birthday party.
I think
Ugh, devastated.
I know.
I'll let you know how it went. No, it won't. I might do. Anyway, I'm making slime. I'm on the slime station. We've all been roped into helping at this kid's birthday party.
Oh, wonderful.
And I'm on the slime station. No idea what I'm doing.
Have fun.
I'll put pictures on Twitter if it looks shit.
Start playing your own version and get your own back.
Can you imagine? Right, I'm off to make slime. We'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.